Hello again. My name is Gabe Zollner. I post at MVI 5411. Oral arguments begin on March the 4th, 2015, re-Obamacare. Now, if you've watched my videos for any extended period of time when I talked about Obamacare, which was probably 400 or 500 times, I mentioned numerous times that I believe that what Obamacare was designed to do is what it's doing. It's designed not to work, which is once again what it's doing. And the intent of Obamacare is to shoehorn everyone into single payer. If the Supreme Court follows the law, which they should, because the law is very clear, only states that have opened up their own state exchanges will allow their citizens to receive subsidies from the IRS for Obamacare. There's no argument that that's what the law says, so I don't understand what the point of oral arguments is, but that's a different story. If the Supreme Court rules, as it should, that once again, only states that have their own state exchanges, and 37 states don't, Obamacare cannot survive. But once again, I believe it was never intended to survive. I'm actually surprised that it took as long as it did to reach the point that it's at. And what point's it at? Well, it's at the point of meltdown. If the Supreme Court follows the law and says, once again, only states that open up their state exchanges will allow their citizens to receive subsidies, Obamacare will no longer exist. Now, what's happened is with the employer mandate, the first phase of it kicking in, there's literally millions of new subscribers. So if the Supreme Court comes and says, well, you know what, Obamacare can't stand on its own any longer for the reasons I've already stated, Obama will come out and say, I can't allow millions of Americans not to have insurance. And the only solution is to provide single payer. That's what it's been all along. Obamacare was nothing more than a catalyst to get it to the stage that it's at, to the point that it's at. What should happen is Congress should step in if that's what happens and says, no, we're not going to go to single payer. Those people that have paid their premiums and are paying their premiums will be covered until a new program that's sensible, that's affordable, can take place. One of the reasons that Obamacare was so set on allowing people with existing conditions was for AIDS patients. I don't think anybody should be denied health care, but I think that if people have a certain lifestyle that causes them to have a disease or an illness that can kill them, it's choices that they made. Pretty much the same goes for people that smoke and develop lung cancer. But that's a whole different story. I think what's going to happen, the Supreme Court is going to follow the law. They don't have a choice. They look like complete clowns. They look like they're in the bag for Obama if they ruled in any other way. And the only out for Obama is what he's wanted all along. With Obama, it's not a matter of what you see, it's what you don't see. It's not a matter of what he says, because what he says never happens. The opposite of what he says always happens. We'll see. March the 4th is around the corner. I don't, once again, know how long these arguments will take place, these oral arguments, nor do I know how long it'll take before the Supreme Court rules. Typically, there's a significant number of months that lapse. what that'll do is that'll put more people onto the exchange. So it'll make it more difficult to shut it down and not go to the single payer solution. Let me know what you think. I told you what I think.